Hi everybody, Hub Arkush here for Pro Football Weekly as we preview the Monday night game of the week, Week 9 in the NFL season 2012. I welcome in Associate Editor Dan Parr, Senior Editor Eric Edholm. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles out of the NFC East, which is Eric's beat, visiting the New Orleans Saints, and Dan covers the NFC South. And man, it's been crazy in the South this year, crazy in New Orleans. They were playing better, and then they went to Denver last week.
And took a big step back. One of their worst performances in in this season at least. I think the offense was the big surprise against Denver. That had been one thing you could count on for New Orleans, not just this season, but in years past, and it just didn't show up. Drew Brees was off season low in terms of passing yards for him against Denver. And the pass protection was actually okay in that game. So, yeah, you're puzzled right now with what the Saints are going to get from a week-to-week basis. We know how bad the defense is. Maybe the offense bounces back this week and gives them more of a chance to win.
All right, now we talk about a big step back. There isn't a woman or a man with a Pro Football Writers card who didn't use the Andy Reid stat last week. 13-0 coming off buys. They may have played their worst game of the year at home.
Yeah, 13-1, and I think everybody was expecting Michael Vick to have that bounce back game. He didn't, but he wasn't bad. I don't think that was the reason they lost. He was that defense, switching coordinators midweek, right before the bye. Juan Castillo gone, Todd Bowles in. Andy Reid admitted after the game, he said, I can't say that it didn't have an effect on the way they played, and it was their worst defensive performance of the season, Hub. So they've got to get more pass rush. A couple sacks late didn't really matter in the impact of the game. It had been 3 games since the Falcons game that they had actually taken a quarterback down. So if they're not pressuring Drew Brees, if they're not making plays in the secondary, they're not winning this game. I'll put the Vick stuff to the side for now.
Have you seen anything from the Saints, Dan, to suggest to you that they're ready defensively to deal with an offense that can be as high-powered as Philadelphia's can be?
Absolutely not. Steve Spagnuolo tried it last week. He went, bench guys that play in his base package. Didn't see Scott Shanley. Didn't see Broderick Bunkley. Both of them deactivated. They went with their nickel package. And what did the Broncos come out and do? They just ran it down their throats 41 times for 225 yards or thereabouts. If they want to play that way again against the Eagles, I think they'll come out and do the same thing. Pick your poison. There's no rabbit that's getting pulled out of the hat as far as Steve Spagnuolo goes. The defensive questions for this team are very serious, and I expect the Eagles to come out and be able to score points.
Well, and you look at the Eagles, Eric, they got all the talent in the world on defense, and I think Todd Bowles will be okay given a chance. What I don't understand is why people even ask about benching Michael Vick. I mean, when the option is Nick Foles, and you can't bench Michael Vick, what is Andy Reid or Marty Mornhinweg going to do about the play calling to make sure that the offense revolves around Shady McCoy? Because that's how they're going to win.
I think it's all about 3-step drops, screen plays, getting him involved, not just as a runner, but as a receiver, and as a decoy, too. Once you've given it to him 3 or 4 times, you can fake it there, go to the other side of the field, and get that speed, those yards after the catch that Jackson and Macklin and even Brent Selleck can give you. And it just hasn't happened this season. When Vick has held on to the ball too long, bad things have happened. Mostly fumbles, but also interceptions. And with all those protection breakdowns, you can't ask these guys to pass block or do anything fancy run blocking for more than a few seconds.
All right, now we're at the point in the season, almost the midpoint. This is the midpoint, I guess. Believe it or not, these clubs are both still in the wild card chase. One of them's got to turn it on if they want to get there. Can the Eagles get the much-needed win this week going into New Orleans?
Oh, I think so, but I'm looking pretty bad these days picking them to win games. I do think, Drew Brees doesn't have 2 bad games in a row very often. I don't think that'll be the case, but I think they can really take advantage of a battered Saints defense.
Yeah, both these teams played really poorly with their backs against the wall last week, so it's hard to know what you're going to get this week, but I just think the Eagles are a little bit better defensively, which isn't saying much, than the Saints, and so that's why I'm going to go with the Eagles.
That's an interesting pick because I'm going to go with the club you cover, not because I like either one of these teams. Big home field advantage in New Orleans. I think the fans will still be there. I think Vitt will be embarrassed about his game. I think the Saints probably win a shootout here, so we'll keep an eye on it. Should be a good one on Monday night. That'll do it for our preview of the NFL Monday night game of the week. For all the news, scoops, and rumors before they happen, ProFootballWeekly.com should be your home base.